viewers, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all well and safe wherever you are. I hope you are keeping everyone safe as well. Today I'll be bringing you another quick devotion about unforgiveness. Yes, you had me right, about unforgiveness. The question was asked, how many times do you have to forgive someone who has offended you? And the reference was made about 7 times 7 and all that. So Jesus told a story about the parable of the unforgiving servant. So there was a king somewhere who had these servants, and one of the servants owed him a lot of money, 10,000 of bags of money. And so when time came, he was collecting all people that owe him some money, and he came to this servant in particular, and he ordered for him to be arrested and bring his children and wife until he's able to pay the money that he owed to the king. And the man pleaded with the king, and so the king forgave him and let him go, because the man fell on his knees and said, have mercy on me, I'm not able to pay right now, you can't take my family, my children, that's all I have. He fell on his knees and begged the king for forgiveness. So I'll be putting the verse in the Bible where you can find that story. Is actually in Matthew 18:21-35. So the king was so kind enough, and he actually forgave him and let him go free without paying a penny. Without paying a penny, he forgave him all that money. He was ready to let it go. So on that particular day, the same day, this servant with other servants who are leaving the palace, the king's palace, he went to another servant who owed him. Did you hear me right? This servant who has been forgiven moments ago went straight to another servant who owed him as well. He actually owed him something very, very small, not as much as he owed the king. So he went to this servant and he demanded to be paid straight away. And the servant pleaded with him, and the servant knelt, his fellow servant, he knelt down, pleading with him, please forgive me, I'm not able to pay, I'm not in position, but if you give me time, I'll be able to pay. But this servant, who has just received mercy from the king, who has just been given another chance from the king, who has been given another chance to spend time with his family at home, not in prison the way the king wanted them to be. He didn't have that forgiving in him to forgive his other servant. So he dragged him off, he threw him in prison. But guess what happened? These fellow servants who had just witnessed him being forgiven by the king, who he owed a lot of money, they really got angry. They got frustrated. They didn't know what to do. But in anger and in frustration, they had to go back to the king and narrated the whole story to him, what he has done. And trust me, the king was not happy at all. So he sent for him straight away and threw him in prison. So Jesus says that if we don't forgive, he says the kingdom of heaven will be like that servant who was forgiven within moments. He didn't want to forgive another person. How many times have we been given chances? How many times have we been forgiven? But something small for us, we don't forgive. Sometimes people maybe have not said, okay, you've wronged me. They've not even asked for forgiveness. But for his case, the man said, forgive me. And he refused to forgive him. When for him he asked, he was forgiven. I know forgiving is very hard, especially when someone has not admitted that they've actually wronged you. When they've not actually asked you for forgiveness. But let's learn to forgive. Let's not be like this unforgiving servant, because God doesn't like it. He has given us that instruction to love one another the way we love ourselves. We are all human. We all err. Let's love others. Let's forgive them. When someone comes to say, I'm sorry, I didn't do that. I didn't mean to do that. If you don't, the Bible is saying, if you don't forgive someone actually from the heart, then that is still sin. You are like that unforgiving servant. So guys, I hope that you've learned something about unforgiveness, and I hope that we will practice to forgive others, because that's what is required from us. So guys, do leave me a comment. Have you had experience? Have you seen anyone with that kind of experience? Leave me a comment. I'll be putting the verse in there as well. And guys, if you're new on my channel, please do subscribe. It's free of charge. Do subscribe. Also, I'm going to put another link for my other channel, which I'm starting strictly for cooking. So if you're a foodie like me, guys, do subscribe and you'll be getting new recipes from there. I would love to see you on both channels. I love you so much, and stay safe wherever you are. Love others, forgive others, because that is what is required from you. It is a requirement from God, and we've been warned that we have to forgive. Thank you so much. Love you so much. Love ya.